Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bountiful world. So in the last episode, we dug out this massive perimeter, and there's a squid over there, sort of having trouble navigating. You good there? Alright, see ya. Squids are funny. So in the last episode, we dug out this ocean monument, and it looks really cool. I've been kind of watching it, because I like how it changes colour. So here's kind of bluish right now. Surely it'll turn green. So I forgot that the prismarine actually animates. I don't know if the bricks animate. I do know the sea lanterns animate though, which is really cool. There we go, see how it's green now? I don't know. I think that's cool. My little teeny tiny walnut brain is, asphyxiating on this. Not asphyxiating, fixating on this. I'm not suffocating, I swear. Okay, so yeah, this is the perimeter we dug out in the last episode. And yeah, we're going to be continuing on this project today by building an awesome guardian farm in this. Now, I'm a little bit sad to see this massive hole filled in because, I like looking at big holes, but it'll be very, very worth it. Very, very worth it. So the idea is we're going to be concentrating all the water into spawning cells to spawn guardians and then quickly kill them. Now, I was talking about what sort of guardian farm I wanted to build because there's a couple different things I could do, and I could go for maximum drops, or I could sacrifice some drops to get a really good XP farm. And I've decided that we're just going to be doing maximum drops. So we're not going to worry about turning this into an XP farm because there's plenty more XP farms we can get. I want to build an AFK gold farm, one that I don't actually have to be at the computer to use. That'll be something we do later, which I imagine will be my primary source of gaining XP in the future. Plus, we also have an Enderman farm, and yeah, I'm really in this for the drops, to be honest. So we're going to be doing that, and it also means I can make it so this farm looks really cool, so I can sort of go into it and walk around and sort of watch it working, which I'm super excited for. So I come back over here to the little island. I have been smelting sand to try and make a bunch of glass because we need a lot of glass for this, and I think it's probably about time we fill this back up. Yeah. Now I'm actually sort of running out of sand again. I had heaps from this project. I had a lot. How much sand do I have? Okay, that's basically all the sand. I'm actually going to collect all the sand I've got and put it into one little spot. Okay, I've got more here, never mind. But still, let's see. Okay, so we've got a double chest here and, 4 rows here. So nearly 1 2/3 double chest plus all the stuff in here that we're smelting out. This has been going for a while. I've been sort of just sitting here. But we're going to jump on into a little test world, and I'm going to show you the sort of guardian farm idea that we're going to be doing. So I'll be back in a sec. Alright, you guys, so we're in a creative mode copy of the world just to show off the guardian farm, and so yeah, slight spoilers as to what's to come ahead, but I figured I kind of want to go over what we're going to be doing today because I think it'll be a bit easier to explain in the video. So this is it. This is literally the temple we're going to be building it at in the real world. So we can see exactly how it works and how good it's going to be. I got my little player up there, just in case you care. It's at 138, yeah. And if we come down here, you can see there is a lot of guardians spawning in the farm and falling down. Like there's a lot, and there's a lot of items too. Yeah, this is a very efficient farm. So no way to get XP from it, but that's okay because I think it looks really, really cool. So as you can see, there is a like a water thing, push them into the middle. I could just drop them all from the cells down to the bottom, but that would take like 4 times as many hoppers and be very annoying to do and make. So I decided not to do that. And if I do it like this, I can sort of stand here and watch them. I also have to drain a whole lot less water. So that's why I think it's worth it. And yeah, I can stand here and watch them if I want, which is really cool. I definitely want to make the sides out of glass in the real world, because this looks awesome too. So yeah, I'll sort of explain how these work. Now these are only the top blocks are source blocks, and they are flowing down. Now this is supposed to be 5 blocks. I accidentally made it 6 like an idiot. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 blocks. It's supposed to be only 5 blocks. I'm told that 5 blocks is optimal, but I think 4 or 5, they're basically the exact same. So maybe we'll make it 4, but I'll probably will just do 5 just because. And yeah, I've got it in this sort of layout here. I've got it in these 2x2 cells with these ones in the corner for a couple of reasons. Now I could sort of stagger them a whole lot more and get a whole lot more spawning spaces, but what I found is, or what I learned is that they path found to other like spots and don't get pushed down as much. Now it's important that all these blocks here, they are all these water blocks, they're next to another block, so they have to be adjacent to a block because it pushes the guardians down twice as fast. So yeah, that's very important. And by the way, they do spawn in these 1x1 little things here, which is really nice. But yeah, so now you can actually make these a little bit bigger. So I could cut out these two and I could block up each of these corners. Whoopsie. Didn't mean to do that. I could block up these corners here and then just cut these ones out and then just do that every other one. But then, yeah, it is slightly more efficient, but I like sort of how this looks. I like how it's all like square, you know? I like how it lines up perfectly. And I'm kind of more going for looks, you know? If I really desperately wanted to make a perfect guardian farm, I would actually dig all this out. But I want this to look really cool, so I'm happy sacrificing a few drops just to make this look cool. So yeah, also having a block above the water makes them 20 times more likely to spawn, I'm told. So pretty sure sea lanterns count as a full block for that purpose. I think glass doesn't, but sea lanterns do, but if I find out otherwise, I can just get rid of them. So yeah, that's basically that. We got fence gates underneath to hold the water back, and these iron bars here are to prevent them from jumping around, because the hitbox doesn't extend all the way. So when guardians eventually go off the edge, they tended to jump around if it was a full block. So that's why I've got those iron bars there, just to make sure they go down really quickly. And this is still extremely efficient. I don't really care too much about the exact rates. This is more than enough for my purposes. And it just looks really cool as well. So yeah, that's basically that. So we're going to hop back into the world and sort of get cracking with the build. So let's go. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to really need is some fence gates. Now, I don't really want to leave this. I need to leave this running because it's smelting on my sand. And I think it's time for a top-up, actually. Whoop. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of glass for this build, but yeah, that's not too bad to get. We're going to need a lot of wood for all the fence gates. So, first thing I think I'm going to do is do a little tree mining session. So, I think this is a good place to do it, down in here. So we're just going to set up some saplings here and go to town. So I think I'm going to cut to a little mini time lapse while we mine some trees to get the fence gates. So I'll be back shortly. Alright guys, so that was a decent little tree mining session. This hopefully should be enough to get us started at least. I don't actually know how many fence gates we need. I think it's going to be somewhere around about 1,500 maybe? Between maybe 2,000. And there's around about 2,000 logs here. I can always go get more if I want. It's almost night time and I've got the hiccups, goodness me. So I've decided I'm going to have it like rotated 90 degrees as I did in the test world. So there's going to be, the drop chute's going to be running this way here. So they're going to be funneling from the side, because then I can sort of pull the drops closer to the portal if we build a base. I think that's probably going to be a bit easier to do, and I need to sleep. Hello stars, there you go. So I'm not going to smelt any more sand, just for now, because I'm, oh crap. Cool. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of sand here. Do I have any more in here? Nah, so there's not too much more sand to smelt, which is good. I extended and added another chest, because we're going to be needing to do a little bit of draining here. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to mine out the center 18 blocks. So if I go over to here, go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And yeah, we need to mine this all the way down to level 16. So we don't actually have to clear out too much water, but we'll have to clear out a bit of water. So I'm going to get rid of this sand first, because I don't know why I grabbed it. Because I want to collect the prismarine, because I'm going to use it for some of the building. And then, yeah, we're going to cut to a little time lapse, because there's no point watching you guys watching me dig this out. So yeah, let's go. Alright guys, so some progress has been made. We've completely dug out the drop shaft. And yeah, laid out all the hoppers down there, so they all point to that line there. Now I think I'm going to have to do something with like droppers and item streams, because I don't know if all these hoppers are going to be able to handle all the stuff. I haven't actually tested that. Yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. I didn't do that side yet. I'll obviously continue the pattern. I think that looks alright. Yeah, I think that pattern looks alright. I was going to do all just normal prismarine, but I could tell I wasn't going to have enough, so I alternated. And I'll continue the pattern there. I just didn't want to start destroying that sand, because the water's going to come out. And I'd have to patch it back up the top there. So that'll be a later thing. But yeah, I think the next thing to do is I'm sort of going to be working from the ground up. So the next thing I'm going to do is extend the glass drop shaft, like extend the drop shaft with glass up to there, make the water streams, and then at the end we'll do the actual spawning pods. So I think that's probably a good idea. So yeah, I'm going to get started with that. So let's cut back to it. Alright guys, so we are done with the sand for now and placing all the glass. Well, not all the glass, we're about to place a whole lot more glass. We're done with a lot of the farm, which is really good. All the borders are basically done and it looks really cool. This is awesome looking. Can't wait to be able to actually see it all in action. Super excited. I've got a bunch of dirt here because we're going to start working on the spawn pads next. Obviously we need to do all that bit there and the border around the edge to hide all the sand, but I don't actually have enough prismarine for that, so I'll run the farm a little bit once we get started and then yeah, we'll do that. So that is going to be pretty good. Yeah, there's not too much to say other than let's get started with the spawn pads. Oh, actually, hang on. I got a comment on the last video saying, when I referenced to how the witch farm produces a bunch of useless crap that I don't need, sticks. Sticks actually are kind of good. Having free sticks saves me a bunch of wood. And I had to use a lot of my wood supply for the hoppers down the bottom, so I did have to get a few more, but hopefully I might have some wood left over now, so thank you, commenter, for that suggestion. For using some sticks. I'll flash it on the screen if I can find it. But yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, not much else to do other than sort of get started. So yeah, let's go. Alright guys, so we've made some serious progress on the build. It's looking really good so far. We've got all the spawn tubes completely built, so the water is going to go on this block right here. And then we're going to cover the entire top with probably sea lanterns after a little bit. Because I've got a couple of ideas for the top of the farm. It's going to be good. I got a lot of dirt from mining all the dirt out. Those fence gates were very annoying to place. If you do this yourself, do yourself a favor and place signs. Because you don't have to place a block underneath. That was very frustrating. Yeah, that actually took ages. I won't lie. That took quite a while. This is all the glass I've got left. I smelted all the sand. Yep, no sand left. All I've got left is that bit of glass, which is not ideal, but I shouldn't need any more, hopefully. That should hopefully be all that I need for the remainder of this build, besides some random decorations, but I can go get more if need be. And whoops. Yeah, it's coming along really nicely. I think this looks really cool, having the glass on the ocean side there. Let's see what it looks like from down here. That's really cool. That looks awesome. Having a little underwater base down here. I'm super excited to put some stuff down here. I think this is probably where I'll put all the storage. Maybe. We'll see. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the storage just yet. Yeah, all we've got left really is to put the buckets of water in these little tubes here. Now, I'm going to test something on camera to see if my life will be a bit easier. I'm going to see if I can get away with just placing 2 buckets of water in each one, just one in opposite corners. So, I don't know if it will work. Normally it would work if there's a solid block underneath, but I'm wondering if that will prevent it from working. So let's have a little look. 1 and 2. Would they spawn? If they... nah, it's not worth... Not worth figuring it out. I'll just have to do that over and over. So yeah, 4 buckets of water per pod. I think I did the math. There's 802 pods, which is great. Well, there's 441 of the big pods, and then there's like 300 and something of these little ones here. So there's about 800 spawning tubes in total. So yeah, we've got lots of water to place. So it's 1,768 buckets of water we've got to place. Good lord, that's going to take ages. But yeah, that is going to what we do next. So I suppose it's time to get back into it. So let's cut to the time lapse. Alright guys, so we are approaching the end of the build. Now, I will point out one thing. I didn't consider the fact that slabs do count as an extra block. So I built this platform 1 block too high. So I'm going to, instead of moving it down 1, we're just going to put carpet on the top. Which is okay because I can make a cool pattern if I come up with one. So that's why there's no more slabs on these. That's why I've got hoppers here. And just my luck, there's a slime chunk back there. So slimes can spawn on and contribute to the mop cap, but it's actually hardly a problem at all. I got some replay footage of this. The second thing is that this farm is stupidly efficient. It's not very good right now because I'm down here and we're filling the mob cap with random crap in caves, and also the roof isn't even on it. But I left this running for about 50 minutes, and yeah, this is scratching the surface. This is like this because the hopper's backed up. So I had a really inefficient hopper set up here. I've actually got blocks turned off. Yeah, so the hopper's kept backing up. That's why it's so far back. It's very funny how efficient this is, and the roof isn't even on it. So I can increase the spawn rates by a huge amount. Yeah. Annoyingly, the distribution isn't actually completely even, which I suppose shouldn't come as a surprise. Because most of them fall off the edge. They'll all sort of... It's like basically these 3 hoppers and like these 3 hoppers gain most of the load. Which is a little annoying. I would like to try and like sort of address that, but there's not really too much I can do now. It's a bit late for that. I could set up hopper minecarts, but hopper minecarts have a problem where they can desync. Well, not desync. They can sort of stop moving. See, look at this. See, that's just how... Look how far back this is. All the way back here. That is ridiculous. That is so many drops. This is really cool. Alright, so hopper minecarts, they have the tendency to just stop moving if you leave and enter the world or whatever. That can happen, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. So we're going to have to figure out some other way, because this thing is way too efficient. It's faster than hoppers can, really do. So we need to come up with something to fix that sort of problem. So yeah, I've gotten rid of these hoppers here just because I don't want to deal with all the items. What I will do actually, I'll grab all the crystals and the shards. Oh, by the way, we have infinite food now, so yeah, in the form of fish. Oh, by the way, another reason this is so efficient is, see how we've got pretty much all of one item. It's predominantly this item here. We're actually not getting the crystals because they're so far back. We're getting more items in this corner here to fill this up here to replenish the first slot in this. Like these two slots are filling up faster than it can drain, therefore the crystals are never making their way into the chest. Which is, yeah, really, really funny. But also a problem because we're actually losing drops. Because items just don't get clicked by the hoppers. But that's okay, because I actually have a plan. And unlike the farm itself, I'm not actually going to show you the plan in a creative world, because I want you to see the plan once it's completely done. But it does work. I wanted to challenge myself and come up with a solution to this myself without Googling anything, and I think I've got a pretty good solution. I'm quite happy with the solution I've come up with for the storage system. So, oh, by the way, I built that up there. If you come in here, I'll show you sort of how to get to that. Yeah, so this is the new portal here. This takes you to the bottom, and that one takes you to the AFK platform. We're going to have to make another nether portal for the storage and collection. But I'll work that out later. So, yeah, I wanted these because I want to... actually don't know how to craft them. Is it this? Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. I haven't crafted these in ages. I love sea lanterns. Sea lanterns are very, very fun to use. I don't know why I like sea lanterns. They just look cool, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to start being able to build with these. We're going to be building the entire top layer out of sea lanterns. Just because I want to build like a pixel art of something. Or like an image that I can look at when I'm up there. Or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we're going to use sea lanterns to cover this up because yeah, it increases the spawn rates. So all those guardians only have all the guardians that spawn in there have a 5% chance of actually spawning. So they roll a 5% chance and succeeded. So just imagine how many guardians we're going to get if it's, more than that, which is quite insane. But okay, I'm going to stop yapping and we're going to go collect a few items. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've got a bunch of good stuff here ready to go. I think this is all I really need. Just went and collected a little shopping list. We'll see how we go. How many rupees do I need? I think that's enough. Alright, I can always go back and get more. I brought extras. Step 1. We've got to change this to haste. Oh, by the way, that sucks. If anyone has any ideas on how to get rid of that, like I'd love to be able to get rid of that, because that is not ideal. I might play around with that a little bit, but I'd love to get rid of that if we can. So I'm going to start with getting haste 2 on this again. Speed was very helpful, but for this, I think haste is going to be a whole lot better. Okay. Right. So I'm going to start by tearing all this up. I'm going to probably do this live because we've done a lot of time lapses today. So we'll do this bit live, I reckon. Okay, guys. So here's the plan. We're going to have droppers along here. And we're going to be creating a system that automatically spits out all the items into a water stream. Because I believe we can do that faster than hoppers can spit out, or hoppers can transfer stuff. So we do need the back of this to be clear. I'm going to use this, I guess. I'm just sort of going by memory at the minute. It's not exactly a science. Okay, now on every alternating one, I built a tileable item thingy. I designed this myself. I'm kind of proud of it. Well done, me. We're going to go do something like this. Now we've got to fill in these gaps here. Alright guys, so I just spent about 15 minutes building something to realize it won't actually work. So we have to come up with something new. But it's okay, I think I've got something. So as I said before, it's really these three droppers here that have the most use, yeah? What I'm going to do is do a similar thing to what I just did. If I do comparator, skip one, comparator, have a, actually I have to use solid block, never mind. So comparator, comparator, like that. I have to dig out this layer here real quick. This is why I don't do redstone on camera, because I'm bad at it. Do something like that. Then and repeater and block. Now I think that should activate all three of these. So if I put something in here, yes it does. Cool. And it'll activate this one too, obviously. But it's dependent on something being one of these two hoppers, which is fine, you know. That's not a big problem. But I'm going to do more of them. I'm gonna do a second one of them, I think. Cool. All right, let's fire it up and we'll get this going. So place the hoppers back, and then I'm going to start the actual item streams. That's cool. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going in here. I wonder if it's worth just waiting for it to get out of the way. I should be okay. So the next part of the plan is make water streams. So if I find the middle block, will I do the middle block? Yeah, I'll do the middle block. So I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. So you do it like that. Oh, get away! Goodness me. In the way, my goodness me. Get some lanterns in the corner. Love my sea lanterns. The idea is to build like a water thing. So I'm gonna get I'll get the ice there for now, why not? And we gotta connect this up because we're gonna loop this back around and do all that sort of thing. I found it's easier because this is so long. Having them go down to the middle would just be annoying. Probably wouldn't be too bad, but it would. Some of the items would get stuck, I found, so this way is gonna be, I think, a little bit easier. So we'll have to dig down a little bit more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, here's the plan. This here's where all the ice is going to be. If I've done this correctly, which I think I have, I can fill this with glass just here. Oh, that's not meant to be glass, actually. And if I break... Oh, the ice already melted. Very nice. Should line up beautifully. Very good. Yeah, that's perfect. So what I need to do now is set up the chests again right here. So I'll set the chests up one more time. Chest there, hopper there. Okie doke. Now we can get the hoppers onto this one here. Cool. I will need to clear that out more, but that's okay for now. So here's my little idea, by the way. I need to turn that into packed ice. And then I can do anvils. Because anvils have a nice hitbox. The items get stuck there, but they're still able to be pushed by any water that's here, which is awesome. So they basically go along the hoppers. I tried cobblestone walls. It actually didn't work. They're too small. So I think that works in modern using cobblestone walls. That's why I got that idea from, but not in this one, unfortunately. So all the items, they get stuck onto here. And if I start having water going along, it'll start pushing all the drops into the thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till all the cobblestone and crap gets despawned before I actually set the water up. Let's dig out this a little bit more. We've got some room to work with. Alright guys, so I've cleared out a little area here and it's looking pretty good. A lot of stuff is piling up here. I think that was already there, that one there, that stack. So there's none over here. But yeah, getting Enderman spawning up there, which is not ideal. And we do also have the edges to do. Why is that guy there? Go away. But yeah, we're going to go up and light this portal, and so I can use that instead of having to come down here every time. Well, I'm going to have to get the coordinates first. 408, 1928. Okay. I think I can do that in my head. 51, 241. Well done, me. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Oh, I know it's going to end up in the correct spot. Okay, good. This is the one I just made, because it doesn't have a floor. Please take me back to the correct spot. Well, that sucks. Probably because it's closer in Y coordinate. Crap. We got a problem here. Right, well, I'll have a little tinker and we'll see what I can come up with. Damn slimes. Okay, so everything here should have despawned except for the stuff we actually need. So, let's get the water in. Now, I should stop 2 blocks from the center, which is fine. So let's, oh yeah, that can happen. Oh, actually, no, it shouldn't happen because... yeah, it shouldn't happen. Give this a go again. Oh, good. All the stuff gets spat out. And runs along the anvils and goes into the chests. That is very nice. Really wish this stupid thing worked. Alright guys, so our storage system is working pretty well. It's working bloody lovely. And yeah, we're very nearly done. So it's time to wrap this up. We are going to now finish off that wall, this wall, decorate that, put the roof on, tidy everything up. and call this build done. Very looking forward to getting this one done. It's been a long ride getting this build done. This is way more work than the Iron Titan was, let me assure you that. This is a lot of work. And I'm very, very excited to have this one done. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I will see you when this build is complete. So cut to the time lapse. Alright guys, so we are officially done with the Guardian farm. It is all done. And it is really, really cool. I'm so happy that it's finally done. I don't know how long this entire project took me. Probably took me 20, 30 hours maybe of work from start to finish. But I think it was worth it. I think we got a really, really cool build here. I've never built a drain, like an ocean monument drain style Guardian farm. This was definitely on my Minecraft bucket list for sure. So as you can see, our little slab island is no more. We got rid of it and replaced it with just a standard entry portal. This takes you back home. So we come on down here and start off by seeing this little house here. Now, I did lose some of the time-lapse footage. I did a little dum-dum. I've had a couple of problems with replay mod, but I think I figured them out. Basically, if you don't save the replay properly, you can get it back, but it ends up taking the entire session that you played and records that instead of just what you wanted it to record. So I had like a 40-minute time lapse of me building this house and this little island here, and I think I had like a couple hours of like building this like roof here that all got destroyed because the time-lapse footage was too long, because I'd been playing for too long. Like, I did an AFK session that morning and then came back and continued on this, so it was like a 10-hour recording, which my computer just couldn't load, which is annoying, but it's all good. So as you can see, we're using the sea lanterns everywhere now. I love sea lanterns. I can't wait to start using them more. They're really, really cool builds, cool blocks, I mean. So we'll come over that in a sec. As you can see, we've got the Guardian farm here. The whole thing is covered in sea lanterns, just because, yeah, I don't know why I chose sea lanterns. If anyone has any idea of any pixel art that I can put here, please let me know. I'm thinking of maybe a big guardian or something, but I have no idea what I'm doing. And I want to do something really cool here. So the idea is you look at it from when you're standing up there, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So I think the first thing we'll do, we'll come down this way. There's a little tube. I was trying to make like a circular pipe type looking thing, but it didn't really turn out that way. Kind of looks like that from the surface, but it's all good. It's just a little hallway. And yeah, we got, oh, that one doesn't have a sea lantern in it. Let's fix that real quick. Crap. Do that. Grab that. Boop, boop, and there we go. That'll do. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of these like sea trees. Basically just trees you put a sea lantern in the top so they light up. So if I can get rid of some of these torches, but don't want mobs to spawn down here. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. And yeah, still don't know what to do about that. Would love to be able to get rid of that. I'm thinking of making some poke holes in the top so that I can see sunlight coming through. But still, you can see the guardians falling down and it's pretty fun. Pretty fun to sort of watch them fall. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we've got carpet down the bottom there so things don't spawn. No slimes are down there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I won't go to the other side because it's just the same thing. Just like grass and trees. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Let's head on back up. All right, and now we come down here. Now, I did say that I couldn't figure out how to get the nether portals linked up correctly. So we got that one there, which is in the nether. That one there, which is also in the nether. Having one down here, like underground, was not linking up to a portal that was here. Like, or at the same place in the nether because of the height difference. It ended up being closer because my nether hub's really high in the sky. Like really high in the nether, I mean. It was linking up to that one because that one's also really high in the sky. So, like mathematically, it was like right there in comparison. So there is closer to there than there is closer to all the way down there. So, but that doesn't really matter because I have a better solution anyway. I got a much cooler solution. So you can see we just jump on down here. Yeah, little trippy little thingo there. Trippy little effect. And we can press this button and it's a slime block elevator. It bounces us up. Hello, that was a nice lag spike. I swear I've used this at least 20 times and that has never happened. It's alright, we'll try that again. Okay, that's really loud right now. I ended up tearing out the other like design I had, like with the hoppers and the comparators. It was just too janky and it was also too slow. The hoppers were backing up because some of them pick up more stuff than others. So all I've got here, just a comparator clock that powers all the dispensers. So it's just as good. And you just come over here, press it, go AFK. And it's really, really good. So it's collecting all the stuff, which is good to see. And let's try this again. The FPS in this area is also really, really good. Because I installed a mod to give myself better FPS. The mod's called Better FPS. That's what it looks like, by the way. It bounces you up and then these blocks push you out, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I installed a mod called Better FPS. I was lagging quite badly over here. And that seemed to really help. So now the performance is much, much, much better. So yeah, if we come on into here, I don't know if I showed this on camera, but I swapped I sort of moved the portal around. This portal here takes us to the AFK spot. So now we're up here. And yeah, obviously if I make a pixel art, I'll get rid of these sea lanterns here. So we can look at the pixel art down the bottom or whatever I put there. But yeah, we stand right here and all the guardians fall in, which is really, really cool. So I'll pop on down again. And yeah, that is just about it. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. How it kind of looks like a tube when you look at it from above here, which is good. Alrighty, that I think just about wraps the tour up. I've got lots of prismarine now, and this was a really, really big build, but I think a really, really cool one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what we build next. I actually don't know what I'm going to do next. This has been on my mind for a while. So it's very, very rewarding to have this finally complete. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ta-ra!